My best friend demanded I lend her $5,000, saying, "You have more than me, so it's only fair." When I refused, she scoffed, "Wow. After everything I've done for you." Minutes later, I saw her post online, calling me a selfish snake. The next day, she showed up at my door, smiling sweetly, "Forget about yesterday." "So, when can I get the money?" I smirked. "Check your bank account. You already got something from me." Her face went pale. This all started at a corporate office in Cincinnati, Ohio. A beige little hellhole of an insurance firm where nothing exciting ever happened until it did. I'd been working there for 4 years as a claims processor. Not flashy, but solid pay, decent benefits, and a path upward if you played your cards right. My supervisor, Rick, mid-50s, oversized ego in cheap suits, ran our team like a petty little king. You know the type. Always sucking up to upper management and kicking down on the rest of us. He loved reminding us how lucky we were to have jobs at all. I kept my head down, did good work, and minded my business. That is until the incident. It was late March, and we were closing out the fiscal year. Workload was heavy, but manageable. That Tuesday, Rick strolls over to my cubicle with that fake grin of his. "Hey, you'll be staying late all week, right?" he asked. I blinked. I didn't agree to that. He laughed, like I'd told a joke. "Come on, loyal employees don't need extra money to pitch in. It's all about team spirit." I raised an eyebrow. "Rick, I'm happy to help if it's approved overtime. But I'm not working for free." His face twisted, like I'd slapped him. "Wow, guess I misjudged you. Good luck getting a promotion now." Then he just walked off. At first, I was pissed. Then I got smart. Real smart. About a month before that, I'd quietly applied for a senior claims manager position in another department. It would be a jump over Rick's head, technically a cross-departmental promotion, but a level above him. And guess who encouraged me? The director of operations, Rick's boss. Turns out, Rick's team had the highest turnover and lowest morale in the company. But my files? Always immaculate. I was known for taking initiative and mentoring new hires on my lunch breaks. I didn't say a word to Rick. While he was busy mocking me to the team and piling petty assignments on my desk, I was polishing my presentation for the promotion interview. You bet I brought receipts, emails, reports, performance reviews, feedback from clients. Meanwhile, Rick was telling everyone I was on thin ice. Then the day came. Corporate town hall. Everyone was there. Suits from HQ. The whole department. I was sipping lukewarm coffee when our director, Mr. Leonard, stepped up to the mic. "We have some staffing changes to announce. First, we're thrilled to promote someone who's demonstrated excellence, dedication, and leadership. Congratulations to, my name, our new senior claims manager." There was a beat of stunned silence. I stood. The team clapped. Some cheered. Rick looked like someone had slapped him with a brick. Then, Mr. Leonard continued. "Also, Rick Armstrong will be moving into a new role as claims support specialist. We thank him for his service." Wait for it, that's a demotion. 2 levels down. Rick stood there, blinking. No applause. Just shocked faces. You could hear a paperclip drop. He didn't take it well. He stomped around like a toddler the first week. Tried giving me attitude in meetings. Didn't last long. HR was watching him like a hawk. 2 months later, he left for new opportunities. Translation: he got the boot. Me? I got a raise, an office, and my own team, many of whom came from Rick's miserable department. I made it a point to treat them with respect, reward overtime, and create an environment where people didn't dread Mondays. 6 months later, the company asked me to help revise policy on unpaid labor expectations. Guess who inspired that? I worked at a mid-sized insurance firm in Cincinnati, Ohio, for 4 years as a claims processor. The job was routine, but I took pride in my efficiency and accuracy. My supervisor, Rick, was a middle-aged man known for his authoritarian management style. He often reminded us how lucky we were to have our jobs and expected unquestioning compliance with his directives. One Tuesday morning in late March, Rick approached my desk. "Hey, you'll be staying late all week, right?" he asked casually. I looked up, surprised. I wasn't aware of any overtime this week. He chuckled as if I had made a joke. Come on, loyal employees don't need extra money to pitch in. It's all about team spirit. I felt a knot form in my stomach. Rick, I'm willing to help out, but if I'm working extra hours, I expect to be compensated accordingly. His expression darkened. Wow, after everything I've done for you. I was taken aback. I appreciate the opportunities I've had here, but I can't work unpaid overtime. He sneered. Good luck getting a promotion now. With that, he turned and walked away. I sat there stunned. I had always been a dedicated employee, and his reaction felt like a betrayal. But I decided to focus on my work and not let his words get to me. Over the next few weeks, Rick's demeanor toward me changed. He became more critical of my work, often nitpicking minor details and assigning me menial tasks that were below my skill level. It was clear he was trying to make my work life difficult. Despite this, I continued to perform my duties diligently. I also began documenting our interactions, noting instances where he assigned unpaid overtime or made inappropriate comments. I wasn't sure what I would do with this information, but I felt it was important to have a record. Then, about a month later, the company announced a series of promotions and departmental changes. To my surprise, I was promoted to a senior position within the claims department. I was thrilled and felt validated in my commitment to my work. During the same announcement, it was revealed that Rick had been demoted to a junior position. The room was filled with murmurs and surprised glances. Rick's face turned red, and he quickly left the room after the meeting concluded. In the following days, I learned that several employees had filed complaints against Rick for his management style and unfair labor practices. My documentation, along with others, had been reviewed by HR, leading to his demotion. This experience taught me the importance of standing up for oneself and the value of maintaining professionalism, even in challenging situations. It also reinforced the idea that fairness and respect in the workplace are paramount, and that employees should be compensated appropriately for their time and effort. The week after the promotion announcement, everything changed. My coworkers, the same ones who used to quietly nod when Rick walked by, now came to my office with smiles and questions. Some congratulated me, others asked if things were finally going to get better. Rick didn't show up for 3 days. No one knew if he had quit or was just too angry to face anyone. On the 4th day, he came in through the side entrance, head down, wearing the same suit he used to wear when he was in charge. But now, instead of his corner desk, he was seated near the back, next to the supply cabinet. No windows. No privacy. I noticed his nameplate was gone too. He didn't speak to anyone. I thought that would be it. I figured he'd keep his head down, do his time, and disappear. I was wrong. 2 weeks later, I started noticing weird things. My lunch, which I always kept in the staff fridge, went missing 3 times. Not just mine, other coworkers began whispering about stolen snacks, even missing files. At first, we thought it was just office forgetfulness or maybe the cleaning crew. But then my work computer shut down mid-report one afternoon. IT said someone had remotely tried to access it and crashed the system. Luckily, everything was backed up. Still, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The next day, I caught Rick in the break room, staring at me. He didn't look embarrassed or regretful. He looked smug. "You like your new desk?" he asked, voice low. "Nice view, huh?" I didn't answer, just stared at him. He smirked and walked away. That night, I stayed late, double-checking everything I was working on. When I left the office, my car's rear bumper had a long, fresh scratch across it. No note. No camera caught it. It kept getting worse. Someone submitted a false HR complaint against me, said I was playing favorites with assignments. HR took it seriously and pulled me into a meeting. I stayed calm, gave them the documents, the emails, the timestamps. It all checked out. They dropped it, but I could see the doubt in their eyes. That's when I realized Rick wasn't just bitter. He was trying to take me down. And it wasn't just him. A woman from accounting, Monica, started giving me the cold shoulder. She used to be friendly. Now she barely said a word. I found out later that Rick had started spreading rumors that I slept my way into the promotion. I didn't even know who started believing it, but a few people stopped inviting me to after-hours gatherings. I was furious, but I wasn't about to stoop to his level. Instead, I began keeping detailed notes. Every interaction, every weird thing that happened. I logged them with dates, times, and witnesses. I forwarded strange emails to HR, just in case. I made sure every task I assigned had clear documentation. I stayed late, not unpaid, mind you, to lock my office every night. I used a USB stick to keep personal records of everything. I also started digging into Rick's past. Quietly. Found out he used to be in a higher position at another branch in Dayton, but transferred after some restructuring. I contacted someone I trusted there. They told me Rick had been demoted once before for the exact same behavior, targeting junior employees who got ahead of him. I had proof now, but I wasn't ready to pull the trigger yet. One morning, I arrived early. The office was quiet, lights still off. As I stepped inside, I saw Rick near my office door. He didn't hear me. He had something in his hand. When I stepped closer, I saw it was a paperclip and a small thin object, probably trying to pick the lock. He looked up, startled, then forced a smile. "Didn't expect you so early." I didn't smile back. "Forget something inside my locked office?" He didn't answer. Just walked off fast, pretending like nothing happened. That was it for me. I called HR. Then I called security. And that's where things started to unravel for him. HR launched a formal investigation after I reported the attempted break-in. I handed them everything, my logs, emails, timestamps, the conversation from that morning. Security reviewed the building footage. Sure enough, there he was, Rick, hunched over at my office door before I arrived. 2 days later, he was suspended. But that wasn't the twist. While Rick was out, Monica from accounting, the same one who gave me the cold shoulder, walked into my office with a file. She shut the door quietly and said, "I need to tell you something." I looked up, unsure what to expect. "He dragged me into this," she said. "He promised I'd be promoted if I helped him make you look bad. Said he'd make you look incompetent. Said all I had to do was back him up on a few things." I was stunned. "Why are you telling me now?" She shook her head. "Because I just found out he said the same thing to someone else. 2 people, actually. He was playing all of us." Turns out Rick had been running a quiet smear campaign. He told 3 different employees they were next in line for a promotion if they helped him sabotage me. One was feeding him information about my schedule. One accidentally deleted part of my report a week prior. Monica was supposed to vouch for the bogus HR complaint. But then one of them got paranoid, called HR anonymously, and admitted they were manipulated. Monica gave me a folder with emails Rick had sent from his personal address. I handed it all over. Then another twist hit. Someone from IT pulled me aside the next week. Said I might want to see something. It was a screen recording. They'd been monitoring internal email traffic more closely since the breach. Rick, while suspended, had logged in remotely using Monica's credentials. She hadn't changed her password. He sent a fake message to the CFO claiming I'd threatened a junior employee. He timed the message right before a big review meeting. It was supposed to go to the top of the attention pile. Luckily, the CFO already knew about the investigation and flagged it. Monica was cleared. She admitted her part and agreed to cooperate fully. HR brought in legal. This was no longer just an internal issue. It was fraud and attempted character assassination. Then I got a message on LinkedIn. It was from someone who used to work with Rick in Dayton. "Is he doing it again?" it said. "He tried to frame a guy here for embezzlement just to get his position." It wasn't just a pattern. It was a career-long strategy. I compiled all of it into a single report. Timelines, witnesses, messages, statements. It was over 50 pages. HR called me in one final time. Said corporate would handle it from there. But Rick wasn't done. The next morning, there was a handwritten note slid under my office door. No envelope. No name. Just 4 words. "You think you've won." I kept it. I didn't tell anyone right away. Something about it didn't sit right. The ink was smudged. The handwriting looked rushed, almost like it had been done while shaking. That same day, 2 of my tires were slashed in the company parking lot. There were no cameras out back. Security made a report, but nothing came of it. My hands were shaking when I drove home that night. I didn't feel victorious. I felt watched. 2 nights later, someone tried to follow me home. I caught them in my rearview mirror, a dark car, no plates. I made 4 random turns, then pulled into a gas station. They kept driving. I filed a police report. Gave them everything. The note, the tires, the report from work. That's when they connected a few dots I hadn't thought about. Rick's full name matched an open restraining order case in Dayton from 4 years ago. A former coworker. Same complaints. Same patterns. He'd been ordered to stay 500 feet away from his former boss after the guy caught Rick trying to log into his private email at home. The officer looked at me and said, "You might want to consider getting a protection order. This guy doesn't stop." So I did. And that's where it stands right now. HR's wrapping up their part. Corporate legal is involved. Police are keeping an eye out. Rick's out on unpaid leave, under investigation both inside and outside the company. And me? I'm still going to work. Still locking my office every night. Still watching my rearview mirror. But I'm not scared anymore. I'm angry. It was around the 3rd week after filing the protection order that I realized something was off again. Rick was gone. No calls, no sightings, nothing new from HR. But there was this silence. Like the eye of a storm. That's when the anonymous emails started. The first one hit my personal inbox at 3 a.m. Subject: still watching. There was no message body, just a photo. It was my building, taken from across the street. That night, I reported it immediately. Cops said it was enough to press for a deeper investigation. But nothing concrete came from it. They couldn't trace the IP address. No fingerprints on the printed note they took in earlier. HR said Rick hadn't accessed company systems in weeks, so there was no violation they could confirm, yet. I started questioning myself, wondering if I'd gone too far. I wasn't proud of everything I did. I never told HR that I'd contacted his old coworkers on my own. I never told them I helped push Monica to talk, maybe a little too forcefully. I was trying to protect myself, but yeah, I wanted him gone. And when the chance came, I didn't hesitate to burn every bridge I had to light the match. But now I was tired, paranoid, snapping at coworkers who looked at me too long, waking up every few hours just to check my locks. Until one morning, everything snapped. I walked into the office and everyone was silent. Like, dead silent. No one greeted me. No one looked at me. Monica stood by the water cooler, holding a folder, her eyes locked on me with something between pity and fear. HR called me and not even 10 minutes later. Someone leaked internal files, they said. Dozens of them. Emails. Meeting transcripts. Notes from Rick's performance reviews, yours too. Everything you submitted. Everything Monica gave us. Everything Rick ever sent about you. It's all online. My stomach dropped. They showed me the site. A low-budget blog titled The Truth About Corporate Revenge. Pages and pages of company documents with my name on almost every single one. A folder labeled Whistleblower or Workplace Tyrant. With my emails, my reports, my complaint notes, twisted out of context to make it look like I'd been manipulating the system from day one. It was posted anonymously. But one of the files was uploaded from a server in Dayton, Rick's old hometown. HR paused. Legal's investigating. But right now, we have to put you on leave. Paid leave. Sure, but still a leave. As I walked out that day, I passed Rick's old desk. Still empty. Still without a nameplate. But there was something new. A photo of a woman and a little boy taped to the inside of the drawer. A drawer I had never opened. His family, I guessed. I sat in my car for an hour that day, just staring at the steering wheel. It all spiraled so fast. I thought I was doing the right thing. I was standing up for myself. I didn't think about the damage after the fact. I didn't think about how deep Rick's bitterness ran, or how much of my own energy had turned to revenge. I wanted to be right. I didn't care if it made me harsh. But now, I wasn't just seen as the woman who stood her ground. I was the woman whose name was now attached to a leaked scandal. 2 weeks later, Rick was arrested. Turns out the Dayton police had kept an eye on him. They searched his home, found printed copies of internal documents, found a burner phone with fake accounts logged in. He'd been building this quiet little plan for months. But even in handcuffs, Rick didn't look broken. News photos showed him grinning. HR cleared me. But the damage was already done. Some coworkers still avoid me. Some don't believe I didn't leak things myself. Monica left the company. My promotion stayed in place, but I stopped attending most meetings. I do my work. I go home. The company issued a formal policy change on whistleblower protections. That was probably the only good thing that came from this. But here's the part that no one talks about. Revenge works until it doesn't. Rick lost everything because he couldn't let go of his ego. He tried to destroy me, and it backfired. But I lost something too. I lost trust, peace, sleep. I was right to fight. But I was wrong to enjoy the fight so much. And maybe, just maybe, I made it too easy for him to become the villain he needed to be. In the end, both of us wanted power. Only difference was, I still had a job. He had a mugshot.